Welcome back. We'll still take a look at all your sports news and your weather in a couple of minutes from now for your Sunday ahead. Well, a school for children with disabilities is launching the See the Able, Not the Label campaign. The L.U.C.A Support and Care Centre wants to raise money to subsidise 34 pupils who have not been able to return to the class because their parents were financially affected by the pandemic. It's everyone's worst nightmare, I'm sure. Let's get more on how they're doing this. From the L.U.C.A Support and Care Centre, here's the founder, Alison Mosqueta. Alison, good morning to you. Congratulations, I think, first of all, on the incredible work. I've been reading up on what your organisation has been doing over the years. But tell me a bit about the organisation itself. I mean, this is focusing on learner splinter skills and those who need a bit of extra help, don't they, through their academic and schooling years.
This morning, Gareth, thank you for having me, and happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there. Absolutely. So, Gareth, it's been quite a tough one over this last year, year and a bit since COVID hit. We run a centre for all sorts of different kinds of children at L.U.C.A, from birth to 21 years, with all sorts of different types of abilities. So I actually opened the centre about 7 years ago for my son Luca, who is now 13 years old. And obviously at that point his prognosis was really bad at that point, to say that he wouldn't walk, he wouldn't talk. He wouldn't be able to do much with the rest of his life. And my little boy is now 13, running, talking, walking, and busy doing his grade 2. So we have been very blessed. And I have been blessed to be working with these children at our school. And prior to COVID, we had 67 children. We now have close to 40. And it's taken us quite a while and quite a financial knock to be able to recoup from what has happened over COVID. And these children that are now not in a position to come back to school, where they are at home, where they're not getting the intervention they require, from a mobility point of view, from an academic point of view, and how do we reach out to fellow South Africans, and how do we reach out to our communities and say, let's try and see what we can do to be able to get these families' children back into L.U.C.A.
Let's talk a little bit, if we could, about the finances involved here, Alison. Education, I'm not a parent, but education, I know from friends of mine, is expensive at the best of times, never mind having to pay for an education and essentially the kind of care and support that L.U.C.A does offer. I want to talk about the numbers in a moment, but let's just remind viewers, L.U.C.A helps children with Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, visual and hearing impairments, neurological delays, autism, and all those kind of challenges that families are facing. So I would imagine the extra financial burden goes far beyond the cost of textbooks and classrooms, isn't it?
No, absolutely, Gareth, because, you know, first of all, you've got to create the right environment for the kind of children that we are looking after at L.U.C.A. So you need sensory space, you need big classrooms for children on the spectrum to be able to move around. So you're creating a very different environment, and then on top of that, you have professional experienced teachers that have to be trained to deal with all sorts of different kinds of abilities. And then you need the tools and the equipment. So it's not just as straight as, you know, let's go and get some textbooks. We've got children that are learning through and doing the academics with their eyes. So we need special software equipment for that. We've got blind pupils, so we need braille machines. So there's all sorts of things that go into running a centre like that. We have a team of therapists on site, so obviously we have to create physio, OT, speech. We've got an indoor heated pool. We do hydrotherapy. So the cost surrounding that, Gareth, is massive. And for parents to be in a position to afford that is quite something. You know, I mean, we have struggled for many, many years with Luke's ourselves to be in a financial position to give him what he needs. Some of these children that we have at L.U.C.A, you know, we're feeding through the stomach. We've got a little boy with a trachea that we have to clear all the time. So the kind of specialized training that needs to surround us as professionals in that centre is very costly.
Alison, before I say goodbye to you this morning, I think a lot of people perhaps have heard of L.U.C.A before, but now they're hearing just how difficult this is, even before COVID, now that COVID has affected you as well financially. Just tell us, where can someone who's watching, perhaps they can volunteer their time, they can assist as a specialist, but of course money is always the most important factor in supporting you in this. Where do people go? What can they do?
Well, just first of all, I'd like to just mention, Gareth, that partnership with corporates is exceptionally important, and we've been very lucky to partner with VUMA, and VUMA have given us connectivity at our school to ensure that we can run our software programs. If you'd like to get hold of us, you can get hold of us via my email. You can get hold of us on the website. My cell phone number is on there as well. We are on BackaBuddy, so we on the See the Able Not They label. You can find us on BackaBuddy. And if it's not a financial donation, Gareth, it can be your time. It can be consumables. It can be stationery. There is so many things. Every little bit helps. So in any way anybody can, we would be most grateful.
See the Able, Not the Label campaign. If you want details on that, you can also head over, I'm sure, to their website, L.U.C.C.A, specialkids.co.za. I think, have we got your name online? Let me spell it for you. L.U.C.C.A, specialkids.co.za. A little can go a long, long way. Alison, congratulations to you and all the best to you and L.U.C.C.A Support and Care Centre. She is the founder of that organisation. Alison Mosqueta joining us here on eNCA.